my name is Rosemary Truman. I'm the founder and CEO of the Center for Advancing Innovation. And I'm joined today also with Cody Locke, who is my Chief Innovation Officer, my right-hand guy, like this one. And we're supported by this year the United States Economic Development Administration Build to Scale program. So it's a very prestigious award to basically advance innovations, connect them with talents to entrepreneurs, and then capital. So we are a catalyst for startups. That's the Center for Advanced Innovation. And again, my name is Rosemary Truman, founder and CEO, and Cody Locke, who will be very important to you, the Chief Innovation Officer for our company. So the idea is to launch 15 companies around next generation biotechnology and health technology, as well as digital biology. We also have some interest in quantum physics, and Cody in particular has done amazing work on AI, cell, and gene therapies. So I think he's gone through about 100,000 or so and narrowed it down to about 15,000 that could be interesting for advancing a technology. But if you have your own technology in the area to drive global health innovation, we would welcome you to come into the challenge yourself as your own startup. So the goal is to advance diagnostic therapeutics and digital health tools for underserved populations and on global health. And the people who really care a lot about this are underserved populations, like children, pediatrics. And pediatrics means anybody under 19 years old. That's a definition. And so the outcome is to solve issues related to global health. And so when I say global health, what I mean by that is we have a broad spectrum as we relate to that. So the thing is that think about all the areas related to global health that are unaddressed, unmet needs. As an example, we put this here, anxiety and depression, especially in children. It's a very big problem right now. But we also want to galvanize the organizations that really care about fostering collaboration in the area of global health innovation. We also want to create more knowledge-based jobs for everyone in this particular area.
The technologies that you're trying to start the 15 companies around, are these technologies they've been already identified, or can other people identify technologies and pitch for company creation?
So it's both ways. So we have worked hard to identify the technologies, but it's global health innovation. So we would welcome people who have other technologies that can advance global health innovation. So the thing is, we've shortlisted a whole bunch. I mean, I think that Cody, you can help me with this, but I went through about 15,000 or so technologies to ourselves. We work with about 170,000 inventions. So the thing is that we've already went through a ton of them. So people can pick one of the inventions we've selected, or people can also bring their own technology in the challenge.
Great, thank you.
And Rosemary, if I
Well,
may just add to that. So on the challenge website, which is globalhealthic.org, you'll find it from our website, and we can look at it together later. But on our website at the bottom, we have a link to featured inventions for the challenge. Right now, we're showing 10 featured inventions available for the challenge. You can read more about them there. But as Rosemary mentioned, we've looked at basically all of the federally funded technologies related to AI and healthcare. That's artificial intelligence. For those who might not be able to hear clearly, of course, AI, cell and gene therapies, synthetic biology. We've looked at all of them, and we have a short list of at least 15,000, and we have a shorter list as well. So if you want to launch a startup around a technology that has been federally funded, it is available for licensing from a university, hospital, or federal lab in the sort of future of health space. We've seen it. If it's not one of the 10 technologies on our website that really interest you, if you really want to solve a different kind of problem than what's available from the technologies that we list on our website, let us know. We'll work with you. We'll dive into the technologies that we've shortlisted that are not publicly available on our website. We'll cherry pick one or multiple technologies, if you like, around which you can build a company. We love doing that. That's why we get up in the morning. Happy to do that. We're not doing something that we've done in the past, which is take all of the technologies that we've shortlisted and put them on our website, because that's given away a little bit too much. Okay, we want to make sure that we have the opportunity to work with vetted entrepreneurs, hands-on, to launch companies. One other thing I'll point out related to, I say, the future of health space. Yes, AI, cell and gene therapy, synthetic biology, but also the future of health. It should be inclusive, right? The future of health should be a future in which any innovation that can help people can be accessed by those people. We want to increase the access to those breakthrough innovations. And also, for example, mental illnesses, they shouldn't be stigmatized. If we have technologies, and we do have technologies in our featured list that can be used to combat mental illnesses, those should be accessed and considered in a way that's not stigmatized. Okay. Mm-hmm. So future of health, it's not just the technologies themselves, but it's also the access to the technologies and the way that we think about the technologies.
So the opportunity for people participating in the challenge, there's about 8 months of accelerated training, and we've already been doing several webinars on that front from very pronounced and very world-renowned people. Expand your network, so you get to meet a lot of people that are outside of your network in many different ways. So the things that we announce, for example, our webinars in many ways where we can invite you to connect, but also Cody and I have about 60,000 people on our network, so we invite people to our network. So that's definitely expanding your network. We, on average, connect people with about 3 mentors. And, our nickname is the Tinder for startups. It is our nickname. I never thought it was going to be that, but it is. So, I did strategy consulting and investment banking in my prior life before I started the Center for Advancing Innovation. And now I'm the Tinder for startups. But I have my Nature magazine. We have 2 exclusives in Nature and 9, noteworthy mentions in the Obama White House, and 2 Government Accountability Office awards as well. What we do is we do investment forums about a month, 1.5 months during the course of the challenge. And then we have an investor forum at the end. The dates are January 5th, we've already opened for the challenge. May 25th is when we have the elevator pitch phase, the fire elevator pitch phase. So that's a 2-minute elevator pitch and a 350-word executive summary. We have public voting between the 26th and May 26th and May 31st. And then June 1st, we'll do some selections on the semi-finalist. And then phase 2 is the business plan phase where the rubber hits the road, literally. It's pretty much the hardest part. And that's August 10th. And then August 13th to 27th, pitch to the judges. And September 1st, 2024, we will win. And then we will have at the end the September 30th, the United States Capitol. The particular roles that people can have in the challenge, you can be a team member, you can be an ambassador to try to organize other people that might have interest in your particular area. It's about 4 hours a month on average to, in an ecosystem. So it's so let's say a meetup, for example, or what if someone have a dinner party or something like that? I have dinner parties a lot. So the thing is that that's kind of a meetup, right? So the thing is then how do you, if you have an idea about regional ecosystems that you think that could be interesting, we call them ambassadors. And then sponsors are, perhaps there's somebody who wants to be a sponsor, like legal expenses and workshops, investor forums. Cheerleader is somebody who really cares about what we're doing, and they could recruit the teams, the ideas, other advocates could spread the news. Mentor are the ones that can attach themselves to a team or startup. Advisor, a webinar. So this is usually like 1 hour on a particular topic of their specialty, or a judge. So the judge is normally 8 hours, and that is at the end of the challenge. So those are the different kinds of participation roles. And the way it goes is you apply a letter of intent, we do the invention selection, or you enter your own company, form a team. If you don't have your team formed, we can help you form it. You submit an application, enter the challenge, you go into the elevator speech phase, and then we house you with mentors. We provide additional training. The thing is that at the elevator speech phase, pardon me, I'm going back. Then you do the 2-minute elevator pitch and 350-word executive summary that gets put onto YouTube and for public voting, and that's the way that goes. Business plan phase is where the rubber hits the road. Basically, it's a 10-page business plan. We have a profile about how to create a business plan, and we will provide an overview on how that works. The judges will select a semi-finalist. Then we go through business plan phase, and then essentially you launch your company. We select winners, and then the startup phase. And the start phase is when you actually launch your startup.
So you can see the way we did the slide. It's kind of like a racetrack, right? You go to the right, then you take a right, and then you take another right. So imagine yourself driving along this track. Now Rosemary right now I think is in the car. She's going 0 miles per hour, but some of you're going to want to go 120 miles per hour. Be careful. But okay, when you get to the elevator speech phase, now some of you you're already in a position to create that 2-minute pitch video. Maybe you already have. Some of you already have an executive summary. Some of you already have a 10-slide pitch deck. If you have those deliverables already, submit them to us. You have the link, which I sent you when you enrolled in the challenge, to submit those deliverables. Go ahead and submit them, okay? The final day to submit them is in May, but you could submit them now. If you submit them now, and we deem that you are in a position to move on to phase 2, we could go ahead and send you the business plan template, which we have. We have financial model templates, which are beautiful. Rosemary will look at those first.
Yeah.
We have more information on pitch decks. Also, we'll have demo days throughout the challenge. So, we're not going to put you in front of investors if you're not ready and if you don't want to, but some of you will be ready to go in front of investors at demo days, before the end of the challenge in September. So show us your deliverables, show us that you're ready to be put in front of investors, and we'll help you do it as soon as possible. So we're not going to slow you down. We're going to speed you up.
I dream in financial models. I literally dream in them. So we could certainly help with all of the items that Cody just mentioned.
If I understand correctly, you all don't provide fund directly. It's more of these intangibles, the mentorship, the support, these sort of things, as I understand.
So first of all, we are a nonprofit. We're a 501c3, the Center for Advancing Innovation. We do not charge for people coming to the challenge like others do. Our main focus is to truly advance the company. I mean, if you look at my background, I did strategy consulting and investment banking for 20 plus years, and I started the company to really advance companies and advance technologies. So it's our core purpose to do that.
Well, first of all, let me point out that Rosemary is a visionary with tremendous experience. She can help and will help anyone who is ready to be helped by her. Okay. And I'll do the same. Okay. I'll roll up my sleeves and I'll help you. This is our 12th challenge, Global Health Innovation Challenge 2. It's funded by the US EDA. For each year, we have about, I'd say 500 people roughly in each challenge, 500 individuals participating. We usually have let's say about 150 teams. I mean, we don't know until the end, right? But it's usually about 150 that participate. We usually have about 50 teams that we consider as semi-finalists. Those are teams that do what they need to do to advance from phase 1, the elevator speech phase, into phase 2, the business plan phase. So those are teams with strong 2-minute elevator pitches and executive summaries. And then from that 50 semi-finalists, we generally name 15 to 25 teams as winners and finalists. Okay. So we have made investments in the past. Okay. But in general, CAI is a 501c3 nonprofit, which is funded by the U.S. Economic Development Administration, the federal government. CAI does not generally invest in the companies that are spun out of the challenges. That's not because we don't have the resources to do that or the ability to do that. It's because the federal government doesn't want us to, so we don't. But that's why. Okay. However, if that makes sense. Okay, just to answer your question. But as Rosemary pointed out earlier, we have a large network of investors. Rosemary and I have together, I mean, we have over 10,000 people in our LinkedIn networks who are professional investors. And, these days anyone can be an investor through crowdfunding. So, I mean, 60,000 plus potential investors right at your fingertips.
Mhm.
You don't need our money, you know. They come to the demo days in general. They're tapped into what we're doing, and there are resources for you. So I can tell you that
Yeah.
Rosemary mentioned earlier the slides here, because you know every day something changes, right? The slide that you'll see in a bit says 1.5 billion plus raised by our winners and finalists. That's 242 companies so far over the 12 challenges. Okay. But it's actually now it's over 1.8 billion because we just got some good news. So the companies that go through our challenges, companies that wouldn't exist if they hadn't gone through our challenges, they do very well. Very well. You can come to all the webinars if you want. You could do all the deliverables and get feedback on them and work with mentors, pitch at the demo days, pitch it in person investor forums. I think that's what you need to do to put yourself in the best position. But we also make our webinars, including this one, available to the public. So if someone is not fully, you know, ready to take that leap of faith, or already hasn't done that leap of faith, there's an opportunity to learn more and do so as we progress through the challenge. So there's sort of something for everybody. But if you're here wondering, if I submit deliverables, if I pitch to people in the CAI community, will it increase my probability of success? Absolutely. Will it increase your probability of success more than participating in other accelerators or incubators? Yeah, I think so. And guess what? We're not going to charge you because we're funded by philanthropy. So yeah.
Excellent. So then I guess I'll flip this around for a quick second. So part of it is this is my first time interfacing with AI, but the other thing is, so I also have my own 501c3 that I operate in the area called DMV Petri Dish, and we do a mix of science education, research, and startup development. And the reason I pretty much started it because there's this interesting visibility barrier between resources like CAI and a lot of the other things in the area related to both tech and biotech.
And these technologies that she's showing here, these are technologies that were developed for, you know, applications in space, but that also have terrestrial applications. And so we worked with companies to make those terrestrial applications happen. But Rosemary's platform, Center for Advancing Innovation, it really works across many different areas of science, really knocking down the boundaries of science and of various stakeholder groups. And so what you'll see by participating in the challenge is that there are many different kinds of stakeholders who have different kinds of knowledge in a multidisciplinary way come together. And I think that's really what we're going to need to build that future of health the way that we want it. Rosemary has designed it in a way to be open to anyone who has that entrepreneurial spirit and a willingness to work hard in some arena of science and technology. And really beautiful, magical things come out of it.
So we analyzed 4,700 approximately NASA inventions. And so we did we called the space race challenge. And so what you see at the top of this particular slide are some of the inventions, 10 of the inventions that we put into the space race challenge. And then for each invention, we have, well, this is just illustratory. But these are real startup inventions. I mean, I could tell you in detail and ad nauseum, and you'd have to tell your little kiddos the stories about these inventions. And if you want me to, I can tell you all the ones. But one actually, there's several that are interesting. One that's very interesting is we have the highest flying drone that exists that we launched out of our space race challenge. And then I mentioned before the opportunity, the acceleration model. So we have about 40 accelerator classes that are basically webinars that are mini MBAs, 12 company building exercises, collaborations across the ecosystem, and the CAI mentor. So We have been coined by the Obama White House, the a powerful innovation toolkit, super accelerator by the Sinai Hospital. Bio is one of our partners, Shark Tank on steroids. Nature Biotechnology, which I'm sure you guys all know, is Tinder for startups, and then Wired, Kickstarter for IP. Essentially, what we do is we select the inventions. I have 11 proprietary vetting models on how to pick them out. We use, like, for example, it's already we do a multi-dimensional segmentation analysis on the inventions. We then, as an example, therapeutics are actually easier than diagnostics, but for diagnostics, we do use about 138 variables, and we commercialize them through startups, and we also advance startups where they are, and 170,000 inventions. We have very efficient deal flow to get to capital, and as I mentioned, lots of prestigious awards, and 12 startup challenges, which we have launched through, if you guys know, the Walton family, which is family in the United States, Silicon Valley Community Foundation, which is foundation in the United States, and many more. So, and I could go through all of them, but these are some of the challenges, successes, and we're launching, of course, the Global Health Innovation Challenge Part 2. And so, the point of the challenge is to advance global health. And we're very, our belief is to really, really advance global health. And so that can mean a lot of things. So I would encourage you to apply. And then these are just some more accolades. Well, I'm very proud of our challenge.gov, which is global health, best in business plan and entrepreneurship. We've won from Obama administration. We were #1 in the accelerator program, #6 in the top 10 in entrepreneurship, #36 in the top 100 impact, and we were #1 in health and human services. We got the 2 awards from the Medical Federal Laboratory Consortium, and so CBS News, Washington Post, NASA. We're on the front page of NASA, which, by the way, is almost never happens. These are some of our collaborators. We have 153 of them, both technology transfer managers, organizations, and also companies. We were awarded millions of dollars, for example, from AstraZeneca, Vitamin, and these are some of our positive impacts, and then funders of our challenges. So that's me.
Hey, so in terms of mentors, what backgrounds or skill sets? I'm not, for example, a healthcare background, but I've raised a lot of capital and worked with a bunch of startups, that kind of thing. So, and by the way, Ed Connors referred me to you guys.
Great. Cool.
So our mentors are very broad. They range from, for example, FDA consultants to doctors to legal people that are partners in law firms, to firms in the industry, and then there's scientists as well. But normally people don't essentially need scientists, but the things that they're available. So what we do is we try to put together multidisciplinary teams. So the mentors, what we do, as I mentioned, our nickname is the Tinder for startups. So what we do is I never thought that I was going to be a matchmaker, nor just Cody.
No.
And what we do is we put together the people, the mentors, according to what we believe is most appropriate. And then the thing is, I hate to say what I'm about to say, but it doesn't have to be a perfect match. I mean, what we do is we put together what we think is appropriate based on what could propel you forward. And then, if you believe that it'd be more appropriate for you to have a different kind of mentor, we'll do that. So that's how we do it. But I mean, goodness, we have more than 600 mentors in our network. But lickety-split, we can find another mentor. For example, we believe that there's another mentor that's better for you. So we would not hesitate to help you with that.
Yes, as Rosemary mentioned, we do have over 600 people. I mean, actually, I think it's now 700 people who have volunteered to be advocates in our 12 challenges. Advocates are mentors, advisors, judges, also ambassadors. But as Rosemary mentioned earlier, we also have over 60%, almost 70% of the companies that we've launched from the challenges are still alive. And many of them are still engaged with the mentors, the advisors with whom we connected them before. So we always need new mentors, new advisors, new judges. So please don't let that big number discourage you or anyone else listening from participating. We work very hard to match mentors with teams that will benefit from the match. We're creating the multidisciplinary teams, for example. Some teams, maybe they're a little too heavy on MBAs, so maybe they could use a scientist. But usually the inventors of the technologies that we pick want to be involved. So that's why scientists are usually not so necessary. We already have them. But there are people with great ideas who don't have those connections to the investor networks. So your role as a mentor, for example, it might have a lot to do with helping to make warm introductions to investors in your network who would have an interest in what the startup is advancing. Maybe you don't yourself, but you know people who do, and they wouldn't, particularly if they're startups that are founded by people from underserved areas. They might not get invited to the big family office meetings, right? Of course not. But maybe you do, so you know who's there and who could be a good match.
If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Cody's email is cody@caistartup.org, and you see my email address right there. And I'm sure that Cody will send you the slides. So very grateful for your time today. And again, please do not hesitate to reach out to us.